The divisions between rich and poor in America, nearly side by side in two neighborhoods in Boston. On a tree-lined street, homes for those with access to wealth. Nearby, run-down public housing units for those without. But now the area is changing as developers tear down the old and replace it with luxury apartments to cater to more rich buyers moving in.
And with the development is displacement. So all these families that live here and work here are being displaced because they can no longer afford the rent.
Like Rita ALCARAZ, an immigrant from Mexico who is being pushed out by a landlord who has doubled her rent to nearly $2,000 a month.
Porque sentimos coraje.
We are trying to be strong, but also we are upset because we don't have the money to pay.
The reality Rita and people like her live with every day, now part of new data mapping that shows the economic divide and how close together rich and poor live.
Let's look at this neighborhood, this dark blue neighborhood.
Analytics company ESRIO created a neighborhood-by-neighborhood breakdown of what it calls the wealth divide in America. This is Washington, D.C. The darker the blue, the wealthier the area. The darker the orange, the deeper the poverty. And this is what the mapping showed in the area of Boston where Rita lives. This neighborhood is called Jamaica Plain, where the average household income is $169,000 a year, more than 3 times the national average, making this neighborhood one of the more affluent in all of Boston. But just a few blocks away, here in the Forest Hills neighborhood, the story is much different. Here, the household median income is only $34,000 a year. The hope is these maps prod people to think about inequality on a deeper level and maybe bring about change.
Is the American dream viable? It sure should be. It must be. And how can we make sure that it is viable? Not just for those of us who are privileged and wealthy, but that those opportunities are open to everybody.
A new way to identify the economic gaps in society. The harder part is how to close them. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Boston.